On this 13th day of Vlogmas, what does Sandy Mom have for you? Ag eglite, six Geister Tugan Acid. So how is your eglite Christmas tree? Have you got it up? Is it real or artificial? I guess I'll have to guess. But thank you to all that continue to watch my videos. As much as I had planned this Vlogmas to be so much more exciting, life just happens and gets in the way. So what I thought I'd do is talk about kind of dishes that I did. Don't know the word. Some dishes for the holiday season, like I did during Thanksgiving time. So I was thinking about, let's see. Well, we like to make sauerkraut in my nationality. And I think I mentioned this before. More people mostly like it sour. So I used to eat it sour when I was little, but then I tasted sweet sauerkraut, and I was like, this is good. So I know when they make sauerkraut, it's a big procedure. It's not just like you open a can of sauerkraut and there you go. No, you have to put sauerkraut, and then you cut up cabbage. I was going to say real cabbage, because when you translate, I can't even explain it. It's too hard to translate. But when you translate it, it comes to like sauerkraut in a can and then real cabbage. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Sorry. You lose it in translation. But anyhow, so you put that together, and then you cut up onions, and it seems like they have some kind of pork something. Oh, I can't remember. My mom didn't make it much because, money. But what was the thing she had to get? I want to say a pork hock or a, well, if you had money, you'd probably get some kind of like piece of rib meat on a bone, I think. Then they also made sauerkraut soup. I have never made it, and this was the year I wanted to make it, but doesn't look like it's happening. I do have a jar of sauerkraut. I don't know how to make it. I asked a few friends that I have that, my nationality, and they don't know how to make it. So I started to think about how the sauerkraut is made, and I thought, so there must be some kind of, like pork or I don't think it would be beef, some kind of pork. So then I thought maybe you would, see, I don't know if they use the cabbage or just the I think it's just sauerkraut. So I would do that bacon that, I don't think I told you about that whole story. I'll do it another time. But anyhow, so I guess you take some bacon and kind of, I don't know. I had a thought, but then it didn't work out right, because I don't think you'd want bacon grease in your soup. So maybe you just make bacon in a pan, fry it up, and then, take the bacon out, take all the grease out, but leave it, like don't wash it, so you still have the filament left of the bacon filament, I guess, if it makes any sense. And then I don't know if you put little pieces of bacon in, because I don't remember. Like I say, it's usually like spare ribs or something. So I guess if I made this, how I'd make it, what I'm telling you now. And onions, I'd probably cut up onions with the bacon and, fry that up. Then empty out the grease, which you never put hot grease down your sink. I don't know what will happen, but I know you're not supposed to do it. And then I would try to turn on my little heater here because I'm freezing and burning. Oh, there was my finger. So then when you put the sauerkraut in, and you always, even when they make sauerkraut, they usually use 2 cans of the sauerkraut. It used to be called silver floss, but I don't think they have that anymore because of what's going on in the world. But 1 can you drain and wash with water, and the other one you put it in with all the sour juice. So I guess with the soup, you'd kind of do the same. So if I was making it, I would use 1 can, or actually it comes in a jar now, glass jar. So I would take it out, I would take out probably a quarter of the sourness juice, because the soup is supposed to have a sour taste to it. And I don't think I'd wash off the sauerkraut. I put it in there in the filament left of the bacon and the onion. Maybe I'd pick out the onions and put them in there. Then I'd put water in there. Peppercorns I know you put in. I don't have peppercorns in. They're probably $10 or more, so I would put a little pepper in there, no salt, because it's very salty sauerkraut. I don't have a bay leaf, and they cost a lot. I used to always have a bay leaf. I know they put bay leaves in. So I remember once my mom forgot to take the bay leaves out, and I was eating, and there was a bay leaf. I haven't used bay leaves in soups in years. And then just let it, in our language it says stove, which would mean, I don't know, let it, I guess cook down maybe would be the translation. And, you know, just like you make soups, and then you just taste for sourness. Yeah, I think I'd probably put I'd dump out half the sourness, because I wouldn't want it really sour. But if it tastes too sour, you could always add more water as you're cooking. Because then it'll, you know, dilute it. And then after you've made it, if it's still sour and it tastes better, sauerkraut always tastes better the next day. But the soup, if it was still too sour, you could put, when you eat it, you could put some sour cream in it. Oh yeah, barley. My mom always put barley in her sauerkraut soup. And I've been dying to try barley. I don't have any. I should have bought it. Well, I shouldn't say I had it, but some crazy person dumped it all over my house, so no barley. But anyhow, I want to do something with barley. Barley beef soup would be good, but you know, beef is just sky high. So yeah, that's kind of like we always would have sauerkraut, not the soup necessarily, but sauerkraut during the Christmas time. We also had something called gullerts. And if I explained it to you, you would be so grossed out. The only good part of in it, it's a gel thing. Like you make it in a dish, and then you tip the dish upside down. It's got like a gel, not like a sweet gel. It's made out of pork hocks and spare ribs and pork chops, smoked pork chops. And I have no idea how to make that. And it looks like a big procedure. So plus it would cost a fortune, but I really miss it. And you eat it with vinegar. And I don't know if I told you, it's called gullerts. So those are those kind of, you know, and then we have these things called piragi, which are very famous, and I think I've talked about. It's like probably a 3-day ritual. Basically, and it's not basic by any means. You start with frying out bacon and onions and salt and pepper with that, and then you got to make this special dough, and it's a yeast dough, which I cannot stand yeast because yeast and I don't agree, but anyhow, it's a whole procedure. It takes many days. And then every person, for whatever reason, when they make them, they always count them. I don't know why. There's no one left to ask. Actually, I should look on if I know anyone who's older who could tell me, because I'm curious. Why did they always count how many they made? But they did. But these things are, oh my gosh, there's nothing better to eat in the world than those. And then there's also, they make potato salad, but they put... Everyone makes potato salad different, but potato salad, everything's cut very, very fine. I guess back then they had a lot of patience, because mine was never that fine. And I was talking to my friend, who was also the same nationality. She said hers wasn't either. Her mom, my gosh, she did everything so precisionally correct. Well, I wouldn't say it's correct, but so small. Anyhow, so that's, you know, we would put, of course, potatoes and onions, maybe celery. My mom didn't do the celery. Egg, mayonnaise. You mix the mayonnaise with sour cream separately to get the right taste you want. And then you, some people put pickles. Some people put a little pickle juice. Then you add the sour cream and mayonnaise. And that's a potato salad. But if you want to make something called Russell, which I love better than potato salad, so you do the same thing, but you add to it, cut up very finely pickled beets. I don't even know if they have them. I've been craving pickled beets. I'd have to put them in my musher crusher, but I don't care. I love them so much. So you cut them real fine, and you put that in there. And I don't know if you put some of the beet juice. So if I were to make it as I put in the beets, I'd see if it needed it or not. But oh, it's out of this world. I love, oh my gosh. Oh, but I'd have to put it all in a musher crusher, and I don't know how good potato salad would be in that. But anyhow, I guess it would be like a spread to put on a cracker, but I can't really eat the cracker, so I guess I'd eat it with a spoon. But anyhow, then for the sweet stuff, we have something called Alexander. I think it's called a tort, but it isn't a tort. You make it in Jelly Roll pan, and you have to, you know how you make a pumpkin thing where you put it in a Jelly Roll pan, and then you kind of, you twirl it on top of itself. I don't know the right words. They're not coming to me. You got to make it into a roll. Well, this cake, you have to, no, you don't roll it. It's got 2 layers, and it's got raspberry jam inside. Never mind what I said about the pumpkin thing. You make it, you need 2 Jelly Roll pans, I think. I don't know. I love it. It's one of my favorites. I haven't had it since I was a kid. But the topping is, I think it would be like confectionery sugar with water, because it's, oh my God, it's all so delicious. So that's something we always have, something called klinger, which is something, it's a sweet bread that's usually shaped in the, it looks like the number 8. It's for any kind of special occasions, birthdays, Christmas, anniversaries, weddings, whatever. They always brought it. Everyone had a different way to make it. I love it with something, a spice called cardamom in it. And I was just looking up cardamom. Oh my gosh, it's $11. So I don't have a recipe. I used to have a recipe. This one lady, she invited me to her house long ago and told me how to make. She says, you don't have to make a big fancy thing. You can make little loaves. Oh, she taught me so much, and you know, all that is gone. I don't have the recipes that I wrote down anymore because of the circumstances that happened. But anyhow, those are kind of things we'd have. And then I was going to give you a little a tip. If you like Linzer cookies, actually you can buy them by Pepperidge Farm, but of course nowadays you don't know if they have them. But if you like them, if you don't see them in your grocery store, I've seen them in drugstores. But if you want to make Linzer cookies, which are delicious, you could just make thumbprint cookies. They're pretty much the same, the same kind of thing. Ingredients you use, it's just different. A Linzer cookie is like 2 cookies, 1 cookie on the bottom, and then you put the jam in, and then you have a little, you put a little mold, maybe like a star. So the top cookie, like a cookie sandwich it is, so the top cookie has the jam coming out of the little star or circle or whatever shape you want to use. It's just a lot of work to do when you can just make thumbprint cookies, and you can look the recipe up. Very easy. I've seen easier than I used to make. And then you just put all kinds of jams in there. You put the jam in before you bake it. I really wanted to make that for Polly, but that's something that, like I say, if you like Linzer cookies, just make thumbprint, and you literally put your thumb in the cookie. Every year I wanted to make Buckeyes. I don't know if any of you, I know one woman who, that was her gift to everyone. She made Buckeyes, which is basically a peanut butter ball dipped in chocolate. And I said for sure in the summer, I said, well, you know, I was so looking forward to the cold weather. I thought I could do all this baking. Little did I know that I would get these chills on top of burning up. So I feel disappointed. And of course, Polly's, is newly diagnosed heart problem. He can't have chocolate. I could put in white chocolate, but it's not the same. It's not the same. So, I don't know if if I get to make anything, and if I have some chocolate left over, I may make a few for me. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have an idea. So those are just things that, we make. There's many more. We make a lot. We have a big spread. I can't think of it now. But I just thought some little ideas for you. I'm trying to think of something for Polly. The only thing, he never asks for anything, but he does always ask specifically what he wants on his birthday cake. And I hope he wants it simple, though. This year, turning 18, I wish I could I saw something really cool. And I forgot what it was now, and I didn't write it down. I thought, it would be really just up his alley. But I have an idea on something, but it's not a cake. So I don't know, because ordering it from the store is risky business, because if you order, you know, I ordered a few days in advance, you got to go in. Probably nowadays you got to pay in advance, I would assume, with, you know, how things are going. But what if my car, I can't get in or it doesn't start and I can't pick up the cake? So I have some ideas in my head. Of course, you know, everything used to be chocolate and now it's not. He does love key lime. So I'm kind of thinking of something in that area. I don't really know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. So I'll have to think about it. But anyhow, if you have any kind of specialty things you have or do, or if you make cookies. I remember this one family, they were Sicilian, and they made these, I don't know what they were. I can't remember. They were dark. And dark cookies, like, they reminded me of, I don't know, like you roll them into a ball. There's millions of them, millions. That's what I remember growing up in an Italian neighborhood. Whatever they made, there were millions of it. And it just was never ending. And we would be rolling these balls. I helped this lady. And it was like no end. They would be multiplying as you're doing it. But they had something in there that I did not like. I almost thought they were molasses cookies, but I don't know, they had anise in there. I cannot stand the spice anise. Ugh, I hate it. So I helped her make it, and she says, oh, I'm going to give you something to take home. I was all excited and everything, and ugh. Luckily, my kids liked it, because I did, and I thought, oh, that work? And ugh, they were horrible. To me, because I just don't like the anise, so too bad I didn't ask for the recipe. I could have made it without the anise. Oh, and she made this delicious, very simple. She made it for my birthday. She surprised me. I was over helping her, you know, clean up or whatever she needed me to do. And her and her kids and her grandkids and great-grandkids came in. I was in the family room. They're sitting down with one of her children, and children were older than me, adults. But anyhow, I was an adult too. But they came in all and singing to me, and she made this. It was just a bundt cake. And it was very simple, and she said, everyone asked for the recipe, and I don't have it anymore. And it was so delicious. It had, I think, a little fresh squeezed orange juice and some orange zest. I don't know. Oh, my God, it was so good. And then, oh, yeah, she made the topping with the water and confectionery sugar. Oh, my God, it was out of this world. And I was just thinking about that. I thought, oh, I would, because I know Paulie's going to want me to make a cake or have a cake for my birthday. And I thought that would be perfect, because for him, he can eat that. But I don't know. I was looking through recipes of, you know, just putting in ingredients and bundt cake. And I don't know if I could figure out. But it's very simple, very fluffy. I remember when you beat it up, it was so fluffy. Oh, my God, it was good. But anyhow, yeah, I just thought I'd give you some little hints and clues and whatever. And then, of course, I don't know, does anyone do Jello molds anymore, or stuff with Jello? I gotta start making something, because all those pie crusts I bought long ago, you know, when things weren't expensive, and well, I love Royal Instant Pudding, and the crazy there took and destroyed all of mine. Literally opened everything, and it was everywhere. So all they have is a Jello brand, which I do not like it, but we're going to have to use it. I have to promise to myself before the end of the year I'm going to make that banana cream pie. But yeah, we do. I always do that. I set out the orange Jello mold with the peaches for my grandmother, the mean grandma, but I always had it for her at Christmas time. I brought her any party I used to have in my first marriage. I always had it for her, and oh, she loved it. She probably ate half herself. And if there was any left, which there usually wasn't, I would tell her to take it home. But I always made an extra one, a smaller one, and I gave it to her to take home. And she was very thankful. But I haven't done those anymore. I don't have the Jello mold anymore. I think I sold it long ago in a garage sale. But I don't know what our Christmas will be of. I was thinking it'd be nice to have like sweet kind of Jello mold things, soft things that I could have. And I don't know. We'll see. But on another day of Vlogmas, I'll talk about ideas for soups, and maybe you can add to it, because I'm thinking about a bean soup I've never made, but I wanted to make it. And, you know, I look at all these recipes and I take little parts of each and whatever. But anyhow, I just thought I'd share some tips, because every time I try to do something, I just can't stand up long enough to do it. I get very dizzy and all. So I hope you're having a good time getting ready for the holidays, if it's baking, if it's cooking, if it's shopping, if it's wrapping. And who likes to wrap? I don't. I remember one year, I think I said in a vlog, our church did gift wrapping in the mall and people could volunteer. I volunteered. That I didn't mind for some reason. I don't know why. It was different. You're there with people and talking. But I don't have to worry about that this year. But anyhow, I guess as the years went by, I enjoyed wrapping. I guess when you had more people you had to buy for, like in my first marriage, we bought for, his family, and then he had 6 siblings, there were a total of 6 of them, and they had kids and, and spouses and so on. So there was a lot of wrapping to do. But I used to put Christmas music on and wrap, and, it just made it more fun. But anyhow, that's all for now. Just some tips and tricks and what we do, and we do a lot more. It would take, like, I don't know, a year of videos to tell you all the things we baked and made and all that stuff in my nationality. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're just, not rushing through, not stressing out, enjoying life. Don't forget to subscribe, please, as a gift to Polly and I for our birthdays. Could you please subscribe? If you're just a drive-by person watching, you came up with my video or it popped up, just subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be such a gift to us. Don't forget to share our GoFundMe. We really could use the help because the situation with Polly's father just taking off, and be the reason someone smiles today. I'm sure people are stressed to the max because of what's going on in our world. Don't forget to share. Sharing is caring. Don't forget to pay it forward. It feels my lips are so dry. I'm sorry. You probably don't understand me. Don't forget to pay it forward. It feels good in your heart. Polly's heart, my heart. He says, Mommy, do you remember you used to say that? And I says, yeah, I did. I forgot. So I'm trying to put it in because I guess he misses it. That's how we started our channel. And be kind to people. Of course, that goes without saying. And be kind to yourself, too. Enjoy life. And that's it for now. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you again. You can leave some tips down for me or anything you want to add to give me some new ideas or to motivate me to, well, it's not even motivating. I'm motivated. I just have no energy at all. Bye for now, everyone.